Imagine this. You're sitting across from someone you care deeply about. Maybe it's your partner. Maybe it's someone you're getting to know. There's a moment of silence, and you can feel the weight of something unsaid. You want to open up, maybe talk about something that's been on your mind. But there's this tension, a worry that you might say the wrong thing, or maybe you're afraid of being misunderstood. Sound familiar? Relationships are tricky. We all want that deep connection, that sense of being understood. But let's be real, getting there isn't always easy. You're trying to balance your own thoughts, your own insecurities, while also navigating the needs and emotions of another person. So how do we bridge that gap? How can we deepen our intimacy without losing ourselves in the process? This is where Stoicism comes in. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't Stoicism all about emotional control, staying unfazed? How does that fit into building close, connected relationships? Well, today we're diving into just that. We'll explore how some of the core principles of Stoicism, like self-awareness, resilience, and yes, even emotional detachment, can actually help us deepen our relationships in a healthy, sustainable way. Let's start with self-awareness. One of the first things that Stoic philosophy teaches us is to understand and take responsibility for our own emotions. Imagine this. When we're feeling insecure or anxious, it's easy to project that onto our partner, to look to them to make us feel better. But Stoicism teaches us to pause, to reflect inwardly first. Instead of placing the burden of our emotions onto someone else, we learn to sit with them, to understand where they're coming from. This not only strengthens our own resilience, but also creates a space for honest, healthy communication. Now, this doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing how you feel. Quite the opposite. When we have a grasp on our own emotions, we're more likely to approach difficult conversations with a calm, open mind. And in the long run, this builds trust. It shows your partner that you're willing to take responsibility for your feelings instead of reacting impulsively. Imagine how much closer we'd all feel if we knew we could trust our partner to handle their own emotions, right? Next, let's talk about detachment. Stoicism often gets misunderstood here. Detachment doesn't mean being cold or distant. It's about learning to separate your inner sense of peace from external situations. In a relationship, this means not letting every disagreement or difference of opinion shake your sense of self-worth. Imagine feeling secure in your relationship even when you don't agree on every little thing. You'd be surprised how much stronger a bond becomes when both people are centered, not looking to the other person for constant validation. But here's the twist. True intimacy does require vulnerability, and Stoicism doesn't mean shutting down or closing off. It's about being aware of our feelings, but also brave enough to share them with someone else without fear of judgment. Picture sharing something personal with your partner, something real, without needing them to fix it or solve it, just having them listen and understand. This kind of connection creates a bond that goes deeper than any surface-level attraction. In Stoicism, vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. It shows courage to let someone in, knowing they might not fully understand but trusting them to respect where you're coming from. This mutual respect for each other's emotional boundaries and inner worlds, that's where the magic of Stoic intimacy truly shines. So, here's the takeaway. Stoic intimacy isn't about shutting down emotions or being invulnerable. It's about building a connection that's grounded in personal strength, self-awareness, and mutual respect. By embracing these Stoic principles, we can foster relationships that are both deep and sustainable, where both partners feel seen, understood, and valued. Thank you for watching. If this resonates with you, remember to subscribe and explore more on how Stoic wisdom can enrich your personal life and relationships. Here's to stronger bonds and deeper connections.